How's it going, UBL Nation? It's been a little while, but I am Broken Pinky here for Season 15 Pickems. We took a little bit of a break last season because life got annoying, as it so often does, but we're back in the swing of things. We have some fun matchups ahead. We have 12 coaches, 6 teams, or 6 matchups to go over, and of course, I can't do it alone, so I figured, why not invite the reigning champion, Mr. Canman. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. You know, it's nice to hear returning champion and not have it be followed by Winda.
you broke a damn near year-long streak. Well, I guess you didn't, but like your powers combined with the other forces of UBL
nobody 2-0ing Winda. And then proceeding to immediately next round get 2-0'd.
And then you 2-1'd Cathy?
Yeah,
I think
2-1'd Cathy.
GOAT difference, what can I say?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there were some early power rankings of the drafts that, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see, but Cannor knows them because he did them. So... Yeah.
Well, I kind of did them. I was in the call, but I got yelled at because I was on a voice call because it was at 9 a.m. and my mom was trying to sleep.
Okay.
So for half of it, I just wasn't talking, but I was there.
What are your overall thoughts on all the teams that we have this season?
It's kind of weird because I think I like a lot of the aspects of a lot of these teams, but I think a lot of them fall short of what I would kind of hope that we would see from a lot of the teams. Like, also too, I don't know. I think even like the top end teams, myself included, kind of have some really weird, like matchup spreads. So it's, I honestly do think that this is the season where PRs were probably going to be looking like the hardest, because I don't think like looking at all of the teams like they're oh so bad or oh so crazy.
Yeah, I was definitely looking over the teams and I was like, these are kind of strange. And I think a part of that is just that everyone is like, pretty much everyone took 9 mons, very few people took 10. So it's like,
yeah, there's not a single person this season that has 11.
Yeah.
Like, even me, I think I'm only on 10 for 1 week. And then I'm going down to 9 after transactions next week.
Yeah. I think Orange is going to be going up to 10 with his transactions of the Kamurocho oranges. I don't know. I think it's a thing in Yakuza.
Yeah, it's a Yakuza reference. I don't get it because I haven't played that game. But I just know that it is a reference.
You're a gamer in that regard, I guess.
Yeah, not because they told me in DMs.
I looked it
That's
up
the
because,
only
like,
reason.
I saw
the only reason I got it.
And I was like, I should probably look this up so I get it right. But yeah, I mean, while we're talking about them, let's just get into the matchup. We have the Kamurocho Oranges versus the Fairfax Feraligatr. And this is interesting in the sense that both these teams are kind of rocking Manual Sun in a sense.
Yeah, so like this really is a weird matchup because like you look at Big E's team and you're like, yeah, this team really wants Sun, but then you look across the aisle and you're like, ooh, I don't really want to give my opponent Sun either. Like, because if we just run Specs Flutter main here, because there's no reason for us to be running Booster Speed, I guess, other than potentially to drop the speeds of some of these mons so that we outspeed them in Tailwind, but these outspeed us anyways, so I don't know. I think this matchup looks really rough from Orange's perspective, but the team is also strong enough that I think it could brute force through Big E's team.
I think definitely the top 4 for Orange is really good in this matchup. Like Fluttermane, Dragonite, Arcanine, Rotom Wash, all look pretty solid into Big E's team, for their own assortment of reasons. Just because like a lot of that, like a lot of Big E's strengths is the Ogre Pawn and the Wake. Obviously, just hitting hard as hell in the sun, and Dragonite, Arcanine, Rotom can sponge those hits fairly well, especially with Terra or even like Assault Vest on the Dragonite as a potential item.
Yeah. I look at this and I think that you kind of have to run Assault Vest on Dragonite, because like these two, Sandy Shocks and Wake, kind of do a lot of damage into this thing if it's not running that. You also have to be super intentional about your Terra choice with this and when you want to Terra your Dragonite, because otherwise it just gets, bodied by Ogerpon doing 1.5 billion damage with Ivy Cudgel after Terra. This team, honestly, I don't like it into Ogerpon. I don't think it has a ton of great Ogerpon answers. Like, it's got Arcanine, which is a decent answer, but depending on the set, like, it still gets OHKO'd anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Ogerpon in
like,
theory...
we have Dragonite, I guess.
Yeah. Ogerpon in theory can run coverage for everything, but it probably is not going to be able to fit it. So it's just like...
Yeah.
Woodhammer and Sun is probably strong enough to do big damage to the Arcanine anyway, or you can go Stomping Tantrum if you really just want to kill it. Yeah,
because I look at this matchup and I also think you just don't even really need Follow Me for this matchup. Mm-hmm. So you just run 3 attacks Spiky Shield, which your 3rd attack always should be Stomping Tantrum, but I think you might want to tech Play Rough so that you have a way to hit the Dragonite.
I think Play Rough is more.
I also think. Yeah, Tantrum just being a way to always out Arcanine consistently has value. Just because the one thing I don't like about Big E's side of the matchup going into this is that Arcanine kind of pins Ogerpon into needing to Terra. Especially if it's not running Stomping Tantrum. So it kind of makes it a little weird. But yeah, it's for Orange, it's pretty much those top 4 or bust. I like Zarude. I won with it last season. But in this matchup, it does absolutely nothing unless Big E runs the TR stuff potentially, but the TR stuff also just cooks the hell out of this entire team. I think, like, I can't think of, like, a collection of 9 Mons that I would like to have more into Orange's team than, like, this, honestly. Or, like, not obviously just these exact 9, but, like, I think these 9 are so strong into this team.
Also, Lop is fucking unchained in this matchup.
Yeah.
There's not a single Pokemon that takes, like... Because this, all the Dex moves are allowed, right? So you can just click Return and Close Combat very freely.
Yeah, I can click Return. Like, kind of the argument to that is, like, you have Fluttermane, which is able to check it, and you have Tornadus, which is able to check it. But the issue is you don't have a counter. Big E very easily can kind of play around it by you Terra when Arcanine is on the field, but you're switching into the Arcanine, and it's not switching in onto you. That way you never are able to get intimidated.
I mean, the thing about that is that, like, Fluttermane doesn't even check Lopunny because it probably just dies to return, to be honest. Fake Out
well, they speed tie, so it ends up going down to potentially a coin flip, right?
It's gonna be a coin flip for sure, but I also think that, like, Modest on Fluttermane is really tempting, so the fact that Lopunny is there to make it so you cannot run Modest is kind of annoying.
Well, but even then, you can't even run Modest because of Murkrow. Like, we haven't really talked about it individually, but, like, Murkrow alone makes this matchup so difficult. Like, we don't even need to just be like, oh, I'm gonna click Sun all the time with Murkrow here. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna click Tailwind, and all of my Mons independently do enough damage. So I'm just going to get a lot of damage into the board anyways without clicking it. At least into this matchup. I think, obviously, other matchups, Murkrow looks a lot worse, looks a lot better, etc. But yeah, I think if you're Big E, you just bring top 5 plus Granbull, and how does Orange's team beat that?
Yeah, or you can just bring
you kind of.
I mean, I could see, like, top 3
Bring the bottom,
and then Trick Room, Slowking plus whatever attacker you want most. Maybe Granbull.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty clearly I'm gonna give this one to Big E though. I don't see a world where Orange's team can really keep up with the pace of play that Big E is going to be able to set immediately. And I think there's just too much that goes into Big E's team that you have to respect right away.
Yeah, I agree. I think Big E has a really good matchup here. Orange has some stuff. Obviously, you always have to respect Flutter Mane, Dragon Knight, Arcanine when you're playing a Sun team. Maybe Torn could do like some Snowscape shenanigans and clear the weather. I guess, but like, I look at the Tornadus and I'm like, if that was a Murkrow, man.
Or if this was a Cottony, man. Like, sure, you're not eliminating the weather, but like you're getting access to Priority Encore, you're getting access to Priority Tailwind, so you're actually able to keep up with their speed tiers. Because, I mean, if you just had a Priority Tailwind, like, you're matching their speeds pretty decently.
Does Murkrow not just outspeed and taunt?
I mean, it can, but like you just run Mental Herb or Covert Cloak on it.
Yeah, but then you die.
And then just your Terra's the other option. I mean, well, the thing is, like, even if you run Eviolite, you just die anyways.
I guess that's fair. I guess you could also just run Terra Dark.
Yeah, you just run Terra Dark or Terra Ghost.
Why run Terra
and then
Ghost? Is the only Fako guy is Scrappy.
Yeah, you play around misplays. Surely you just play around the fact that they'll misplay. Also, I mean, like, Terra Ghost is like, it's like it's a thing that you can run. I wouldn't run it, but it's a thing you can run.
You can run it. I will not.
You can run it. I want to win the league, so I will not be running it.
Speaking of winning the league, I believe next up is someone who got pretty dang close to that. The Coda Fan Club. Oh, yeah. Coached by Cathy versus Titanic Destruction, coached by Haunch Kris with the Haunch Crow.
Yeah. So, this is gonna sound really rude, but I have to say it. Can we get, like, not an obvious matchup, please? How do you look at this?
I'm not sharing my screen anymore, but I just scrolled down to Chris's matchup chart and I just highlighted all the fairy weaknesses.
Yeah. All the fairy weaknesses, and like, if you just Terra, because Stack Attacka has Terra. This team can't beat Terra Stack Attacka.
Oh, 100%. No, I looked at this matchup earlier while in class, and I kind of laughed because like it really is just like 3 water types, 3 flying types, 3 fighting types.
Yeah, I made the joke. I made the joke in mod chat. Like, I said 3-3-3 Dozo, but bad. It, like, obviously 3-3-3 Dozo isn't a thing, and I was just saying it to be funny, but like, this is rough. I'm very sorry to Kris for having this week 1.
Yeah.
Because like week 2, the team gets better, but like this is
this is real rough.
Yeah, and we're not even talking like player diff either. Mm-hmm. Like we haven't even talked about that. Cathy got second. Yeah, Cathy is like one of the best players in the league. I personally say that right now I am the best.
Okay.
Because I won.
Wins 1 season.
Because I won. I've won 2 seasons.
Okay,
I'm currently in second. Hey, I'm currently in second for most wins of all time.
Yeah, and first place is at 8.
I think 6 seasons?
Only 6?
But who's counting, right?
I mean, sounds like you
like
are.
6 or 7. What? No. What? No. Alright, let's just get to the next matchup. I don't even want to look at this anymore. Like, this is just... I'm sorry to Kris. I don't want to be rude, but, like, this is the freest matchup I've ever seen in my life.
Question, does Riolu get follow me? Or is that just Lucario?
Yep, it does.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just lose to Riolu, Stack Attacka, Follow Me coaching. Oh my goodness!
It's you! Oh my god, it's my favorite Pokemon! You drafted my favorite Bullshit Brothers.
It's so fucking annoying. Like, I've been playing these two on ladder the last couple days, and I'm like, oh my god, who thought that this would be okay for me to have?
Dude, I've been laddering Sneasler Dragapult to 1500s. Me!
Yeah, like, this team is like, you just click the buttons.
Speaking of clicking buttons, I think you click the Sneasler Magmar button into this team a lot, and you do pretty well.
Yeah. So I have kind of my stuff prepped. Obviously I'm not going to talk about like specifics, but like
Yeah.
they were talking a lot of smack in the PRs about how good this team would have been if they just kept Annihilate and how it would be unbeatable. And then yesterday I had to flame them in the mod chat. I'm like, those three, your Terra out of those three is Mousehold. So it's either Mousehold or the Mon in the back they're always terroring. And those three lose to Magmar Crobat.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Magmar, like, just default dances all
I'm
over
sorry,
the
you
household.
can't say something's unbeatable if it loses to 2 mid-tiers. Like, and I was saying, like, yeah, I can beat this. Like, it's like, not super difficult. Like, it's not easy, but it's not super difficult either.
Mm-hmm.
And I even said, like, I'm not including Sneasler, because obviously Sneasler can just be an auto win button at any point. It's just...
It's so funny. My favorite Pokemon of all time. I fucking love her so much.
It's such a stupid Pokemon. Like, the whole debate on Twitter right now is this Mon more broken than Urshifu?
I still think it's not, but I'm very biased.
I mean, the more I use it, the more I agree. Because it's like, if it sleeps, like, it's the most broken Pokemon in the game. But that's if. Like, their steel types are a real thing. Anyways. Yeah. Kid named Goldango.
I guess not everyone has Goldango in draft, though. Anyway,
yeah, but there is Celesteela, which, you know, admittedly, obviously, is not a great matchup for Sneasler. Like, this thing does so well into Sneasler. However, Celesteela can only OHKO 252 HP Magmar with a Meteor Beam at max special attack 18.8% of the time. Cool. I'll give that one away for free.
I feel like CC from Sneasler also, like, chunks the Celesteela. Like, it's at max HP.
Depends on the set, but it can do about, like, 50%. I mean, I have no issue discussing, like, specific like generic calcs, because Rat's already gonna look them up if he has the time. So it's like, whatever.
Also, if I
like,
your Trick Room matchup here is really good.
Yeah, the TR is really strong here, but it's also one of those things where, like, my fast mode is also so much better, so it's better to just run, like, kind of like a mixed, quote-unquote, tail room type of thing. Because, like, the thing with my team is, against Rat, I can very much just pick to match the pace of play, and, you know, like, I don't even have to pick a lot to deal with this Trick Room, because the entire Trick Room kinda hates Electros.
Yeah, Electros especially, like, just deals with Trick Room, especially because it's slower than Eggy, which is super nice.
Yeah, and it's also slower than Celesteela, so, like, if your kind of game plan is to be like, oh, I'm gonna go Trick Room Celesteela stuff, it's like, well, I'm slower than you, and I'm going to deal a ton of damage to you. Like, I don't think I will KO most Celesteela sets. Depending, it's kind of, like, dependent on specific calcs, so I don't want to get into it. But yeah, also, Clawitzer is really good into this TR as well. Eggy is a threat on paper, but once you actually get into practice, this thing can Terra into a dragon type, and, like, there's not really much that hits it, other than, obviously, Hydreigon and some of these faster options. But, like, then you're having to run those faster options in Trick Room. I think, though, to be fair to Rat, if I am him, I have to run the Tailwind this week.
Yeah. Because
I think the Tailwind... Or not even Tailwind. I don't even know if you need to bring... I don't think you ever bring Kilowattrel here, because it's just, slower than the top 2 Pokemon, so it gets shut down super easily. But also, like, you can just run Tailwind on Hydreigon, and just run, like, beat up stuff here. And then just run...
Beat up?
Mousehold does.
Okay.
Hydreigon probably does, but like you just run like this with Tailwind. Like you just lead this, beat up, switch in, you protect off of this Tailwind. Like I guess if you're Rat, the biggest thing you have to kind of worry about with this lead is Crobat. Crobat's pretty annoying because it's got haste, it's got taunt. It can kind of deal with this. Obviously, it's like I can't just go Magmar Crobat lead against this because then like Terrakion is just going to do 1.5 billion because I can't burn it right away. But me personally, I have myself winning this matchup. I think my lines are way more comfortable into his team than his lines are into my team.
All right, so this just in, Hydreigon does get beat up, and Timid Hydreigon does outrun Adamant Terrakion, so I guess that's a threat.
Yeah. Until you realize that if that's Adamant, then like you still get cooked by Sneasler.
Yeah, but like you run.
Sneasler's actually not real. I'm actually not gonna bring Sneasler, right? You know, because it's terrible here, right?
Turn 1. No, I got it. Turn 1, you Tailwind, and then you Trailblaze with your Terrakion, and then you're faster than the Sneasler.
Real. Real. Depending on what item I have, but real.
So anyway.
Scarf Sneasler? Question mark?
Sorry, Rabbit.
We out here running shitmons.
Why are we going that shit? I mean, there's a whole Runerous Regis. You gotta respect him. The guy that just gets
true. Yeah, he just clicks Trick Room, and then because I'm Scarf, he wins. Because I'm scarfed in close combat.
Yeah,
I can't beat that.
Then he gets walled by Electros and gets blown up by Giga Drain.
Yep.
Next up, we got Team Skull and the St. Louis Talent Flames. This is a weirdo matchup.
Yeah, this is a weird matchup because you've got like, can't even call this a Tailwind team. Like, what am I supposed to call this? You got a Sun team. There, we'll say that.
Yeah, it's a Sun team.
You've got a Sun team. It's a good Sun team, kind of.
It's probably the world's
besides the
Sun
speeds.
Team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there not a Lilligant? I feel like Lilligant would be so good here.
It would be way better than Venusaur. Just do Lilligant Hisui and get like an actual Trick Room on instead of bum-ass Glade.
Yeah.
But Farigiraf kind of dunks on this team. Like, Sableye you can never bring because of Farigiraf. I guess, like, your way out to out this team is you have to just sit there and spam spread moves. Because if you... Yeah, but then again, like, if you're sitting there just spamming spread moves, like, Bastiodon's just like, hi, wide guard. Because Bastiodon is not awful into this matchup, funnily enough.
I'm kind of surprised Wartortle doesn't get wide guard, but it gets follow me and fake out, so I guess that's good enough.
It's fake out follow me. Mega Mawile, I think, is positioned pretty well into this team, despite being, you know, a steel type that gets dunked on by a lot of stuff. But, like, if you get Trick Room up, like, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You just kind of...
speeds everything anyway, other than, like, its speed ties the Sableye, but, like...
Yeah, and Trapinch is the only one that it doesn't underspeed, but, like...
Dude, that high horsepower Trapinch is gonna go crazy.
It does not get high horsepower.
Fuck. That Stomping Tantrum
it's Earthquake.
is gonna go crazy.
I don't even think it gets Stomping Tantrum either. Because I've drafted this mon and it gets like no stabs.
I'm gonna look this up. I have sure I don't open on my phone.
Maybe it does in
oh my god.
Natdex.
Oh no.
It's just Earthquake, isn't it?
No. It gets Sand Tomb.
Oh my god. We cracked the format.
That's its next... I mean, I guess it also gets Dig, but I mean, we are playing doubles.
No. It's got the... You're underestimating the real sauce. Special Trapinch with Earth Power.
I mean, I think at that
off
point...
Of 45 special attack.
I would just run Fissure, to be honest.
Yeah. I like Trapinch, but I like Trapinch in, like, specifically super low-powered formats, like regional dex formats.
And we are in Natdex.
We are in a national dex format with megas. I'm sorry, but Trapinch is doing nothing all season besides, like, trapping people in. But, like, what are you trapping them in for? To, like, hit them with sleep powder? They're just gonna run goggles. Get cooked.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too negative, but, like, can we get a difficult matchup?
God damn. I think we're gonna, hold on, this is, Gambit, right?
This one, yeah, I will say this one is not, like, a super, like, obvious matchup win, but I think, like, if, like, Pyrus has to rely on RNG, and immediately that makes me say, like, the more consistent team's gonna win this.
Yeah, also,
And
like,
I think the more consistent team's Gambits.
my friend, like, I'm helping him build for a league, and he has, like, a very similar core of, like, Zard Y, Landorus, Suicune, Redirection. He has Ogerpon instead of Clefable, but, like, still Redirection. Sableye also. And he's, like, having a hard time getting the team up off the ground. And he also has a Flutter Mane on that team. So I look at this team, which is kind of like a much more underpowered version, and I just don't really see what it does. I guess I can kind of say the same about Gambit's team, because, like, it doesn't really hit all that hard other than the Mawile, and I guess the Moth in certain scenarios, but, like, god damn, that Mawile hits hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I respect any Mon that can Oko a Lunala at max HP with a non-stab move.
Especially non-stab is crazy.
Yeah, I respect it. I'm like, you know what? Hey, it's doing something right.
But it also is weak to the entire team. Other than
yeah,
and
that's kind of why I think, like, this matchup isn't super obvious, but also too, if you're Gambit, you can just run the fast mode stuff.
Yeah, Moth is really good here. Moth is really good here. Like, I guess Scorching Sands on Zard hits it hard, but everything else you can Assault Vest, and you can also just be like Terra Dragon and wall it very completely.
On this, you're probably Terra Water, right?
I mean, you could. Why? I mean, I guess
Venu's the kind of big
Blast, but I think I'd rather be Dragon than Water. Because Venusaur Solar Beam, Charizard Solar Beam, that's going to do damage.
Yeah.
And Clefable,
I think it's like, I think it could be either Water or Dragon, though. It could be. Because, I mean, if you get Tailwind up, or I think if your booster speed, you might actually, no, you have to be 125 speed to outspeed this. In Sun.
Mm. Oh yeah, also I'm so confused why you pick a team this slow and you have Suicune as your Tailwind Mon. Like, come on.
Well, Zard has Tailwind.
Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. Suicune is the Tailwind Mon. There's no.
I mean, yeah, I would. There's no real fake out on the team.
Yeah,
there's no real fake out. Yeah. There's fake out in the way that my team has a good Trick Room setter. It's like, sure, I have one.
You have Spiritomb.
And Spiritomb. Yeah. Spiritomb, yeah. See,
look at that.
I mean, it's better than Monferno is as a fake out.
I mean, I agree with you on that one, boss.
Pretty easily Gambit here.
Yeah. Good luck, have fun to Pyrus. We're probably going to be wrong on at least some of these, and I think that's the most likely one so far, but...
Yeah. This is another one we could be wrong on.
Dude, this is such a weird team.
Oh my god,
but also, like, how does nobody beat Ogerpon Gouging Fire without being the better player by 1.5 miles?
And do you know what the worst part is?
You probably will.
If Gig is on his A game, he's not even the best player by 1.5 miles. Gig just has to be focused up.
No, because we saw Locked In Gig very recently just, like, pop off. I think
7-13,
7-0
got finals. Like, 7-0 to finals. Like, that's crazy.
And beat nobody twice in the same season, I believe?
Yeah. Yeah, so, he beat nobody in grand final. Not grand finals. Conference finals.
Yeah. I mean...
Also, like... This is like, we have to run Colossal. See, we must Colossal. See.
I really... I have so much respect for nobody, because nobody is really a great player. but I have no idea what he was thinking when he drafted this team.
Well, he said he was drafting it for grace period. And then apparently he wasn't feeling well, so he missed grace period.
That hurts the heart. That hurts the soul.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how grace period fixes this team without, like, picking up 9 different mons. Or,
You
like,
drop
8 different
everything
mons.
except for the Salamence.
You keep these 2, you drop everything else, but because you're nobody, you're gonna keep these 3.
No, you keep this Polycule and then Genesect, Colossal, Faticate, Fletchender, Speedball, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. This is interesting.
I guess the one thing that Gig doesn't have is like amazing Tailwind, because Arrow isn't amazing, but Aerodactyl is still good enough to the point where like
Yeah.
Ogerpon, Gouging, Goldango all go just turbo into this team. Primarina has a great matchup as well. Scrafty is good here as well. It's a pretty streamlined team building process for Gig, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think nobody has to go way more into the tank, which is why I think this... I admittedly, I don't think it's impossible. I think, like, as much as these 2 go crazy into nobody's team, Blastoise Colossal goes pretty good into Gig's team as well.
That's fair.
But at the same time... Yeah, there's Primarina there too. Like, if you lead Primarina Ogerpon, like, Colossal is dead. It's a dead mon. Like, you have to be running Terra Grass, Absorb Bulb. And then you're just not hitting anywhere near as hard as you need to kill Ogerpon, to kill Primarina, to kill Gouging Fire. If I was nobody and I had a Trick Room Pokemon... Like, our only Trick Room setter is Whimsicott, so it's never happening. But, like, if I had a Trick Room Pokemon here, I would feel really good if I was nobody. Because Gig has negative Trick Room mode compared to what you have. Like, he has to run... Like he's got Morlull. He has to Morlull stall you. Which, like, is possible. But...
I mean, you really have to lean into Colossal and Trick Room. Because, like, Hariyama is good, of course. But you really have to lean into Colossal. And as someone who's used Colossal in the Gen 8 days, you need to Gigantamax it. It does not do a single goddamn thing without Gigantamax. Because 80...
Yeah, it needs weakness policy to do damage.
Like, it has to be weakness policy Terra Fire to do damage with Heat Wave. But, like, Primarina Scrafty, I feel like just always come. And those just kind of stonewall Colossal pretty effectively.
Yeah, and like... If we just run Terra Steel Prim, do we just never lose this matchup? Because we resist both.
It's such a good type.
Well, yeah, no, you deal with a Colossal and then you Terra Steel to wall everything else.
I guess that's fair. I mean, not the Hariyama.
Because...
Like, yeah, Terra Steel is...
Well, yeah, but Hariyama, like, this thing has to be Assault Vest if you want it to live a Moonblast.
Exactly. I think we're in agreement.
I hate that we're agreeing on all of these, but I think I gotta give it to Gig.
I do have to give it to Gig on this one. Like, it's just...
It's gonna be a good match, though, regardless.
This upper triangular matrix just goes Django Unchained mode. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my only worry why Gig might lose this game is he's gonna try to go too hard into, like, being creative.
Yeah. Maybe pull out the Mr. Rhyme or something.
Yeah. Oh my
Maybe
god.
not respect the Genesect enough. Because Genesect could be scary. I don't know fully how download works in doubles. I assume it's just the target opposite of you.
Download... Either the target opposite or random target.
I think opposite would make more sense, but this is also Pokemon, and
yeah, this is Pokemon. Like, when we half the time it's random target for no reason.
Exactly. It's not called game normal.
Truth. All right, well, time for this last matchup where we're totally gonna disagree, right?
I mean, maybe we have the weird terrain battle.
Yeah, the weird terrain battle where the terrain that Vatrena has is that good.
No, this might. I'm sorry, Vatrena, but this might be the worst psychic terrain team I've seen. Like it's.
As Gambit put it, you stole their whole flow and made it worse.
Oh my god. but like really, why is Gigas wheezing here? Like I'm sorry, why is it here?
Because I don't know, because he likes gimmicky stuff.
He does like his 2 Mon cores. But like, my god. At least it has a good Trick Room mode, but also Lyric has Vikavolt, which goes kind of dummy in Trick Room, but also Lyric doesn't have a great Trick Room mode of her own. So like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Vikavolt doesn't even get the boosted rising voltage because it's levitating, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, it doesn't get the boost.
You run the Iron Ball. Wait, I got it.
True, we're cooking. Or if we want to be really annoying, you just run Gothitelle with Expanding Force and Prison and Trick Room.
I mean,
just run Fake Out, Expanding Force and Prison, Trick Room, and then you shut down this.
Okay.
Like, they can't Trick Room.
Consider the following though: lead Deoxys, Terra Ghost,
and then die to the Expanding Force.
No, but you Shadow Ball the Gothitelle, and it dies. And then you follow.
Surely the Gothitelle will actually die, right? Surely.
Okay. I mean,
surely.
It won't, but it should.
If the world was just, it
for its
would
war
die.
Crimes, it should die.
I guess probably if you're Terra Ghost specs, but then like, why are you bringing him in here?
I'm gonna do this calc actually. Now I'm curious.
Well, you know what else that this lead just auto loses to? Booster speed Jugulus.
It's not gonna be booster speed. It's just gonna be.
Or just Jugulus Coco in the back. Just switch Coco in. It can't Expanding Force. You snarl them for their entire life savings. I'm pretty sure Snarl will actually kill the Deoxys.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Well, I guess technically 95%. Because he could miss.
I thought you were alluding to the focus hash, but I think that's more likely.
Oh, this is miserable. I want to like Vatrena's team because like I get the theory behind some of it, but like why Gigas Weezing and Scizor on a Psy Spam team?
Yeah, Scizor Conk on Psy Spam is like a little ridiculous.
I mean, I can get Conk. Because you know it's just if you're running your Trick Room setup, this is a good mon.
Okay.
However,
so
you gotta invest a lot to get there.
So Modest, Max Special Attack, Life Orb, Terra Ghost, Shadow Ball from Deoxys does 97 to 114 to Gothitelle if it's max. So 75% chance to Oko, full Spadef Goth with Shadow Ball. Alternatively, you run Dark Pulse and you get the flinch.
True.
I think Terra Dark is... I think you either run Terra Ghost or Terra Dark, and honestly probably Terra Dark.
Yeah, so you don't die to Snarl immediately, but like your damage output drops off of a cliff after one Snarl anyways, so it's like...
Yeah, but then you run the Terra Blast Electric while also being Terra Dark.
True, you just cheat. If you cheat, you can win.
That's
all the time.
That's what I've been saying.
Real. I mean... I struggle to think of a 6 that Vatrena brings to this match.
I mean, you bring your Psy Spam, you bring...
Yeah. And you have to bring Gigas Weezing, or you have to bring Weezing at least.
Because you have nothing else on your team.
Yeah, so you have to bring these 4, but then it's like, you have to leave one of them in the back. Like, you can't just bring all 4. Like, one of these mons has to be left in the back. Like, I can see these 3 sort of being a justifiable lead. Like, you go, these 2 on lead, turn 1, switch out Ndidi for Weezing, which makes it so that if they switch in Coco. But I think Coco's faster and like its ability.
Yeah, like if they fast switch Coco before Ndidi does, then there's no point.
yeah, it's like it doesn't really matter anyways.
Also, the
I was like creating a line in my head that's justifiable, and then I'm like sitting there and I'm like, this just doesn't work. It's like, yeah, this could work. This could help him. No.
The electric immunity is tip of a toss, by the way, in case anyone was wondering.
Real?
So,
and our only other resist is Eggy?
Is Eggy. I mean, to be fair, Eggy lives voltage pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, Eggy will take it very
buzz.
well. Yeah, dies to Bug Buzz, hates seeing, Jugulus, just at all. Like, he just hates being Jugulus being in front of it because it kills its damage output. Jugulus, also just kills it. We haven't really talked about it, but like Hisuian Decidueye, if you're running like Terra Steel, actually goes kind of crazy here.
Oh,
just
really
because of triple arrows being the most broken move ever.
It's
just run this scope. Yeah, just run scope lens with it. Come on. Just run it like it's Reg H. Run it like it's Baltimore.
It's so funny to see the evolution of seeing Decidueye and people being like, oh, triple arrows is a bullshit move, and then seeing Sneasler and being like, oh, Dire Claw is a bullshit move, but on a Pokemon with stats.
Yeah. My favorite part about Hisuian Decidueye was the complete and utter fall off it had this format.
It's gone.
Like in Baltimore, it was actually respectable. It was like, oh yeah, this mon's like something I have to prep for. And now it's like, hey, thanks for the free Sneasler food.
Yeah.
Like even mid Sneasler sets just dunk on this loser.
Well, yeah, because all Sneasler sets have Dire Claw and close combat. So thanks for nice Terra Steel.
Nice Terra Steel, dumbass.
And it only grabs, so poison type.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I think we have agreed on all 6 matchups this week.
Are you saying Lyric?
Yeah, are you saying Lyric?
I don't fucking know. I think... Okay.
I think if Lyric loses, it's like a player diff thing more than anything.
I agree. I think the better player is going to win this game. However,
I just don't know who the better player is.
Right.
So, give me Lyric.
I don't know. I think the Gigas matchup for Lyric is kind of bad. Because, like...
Kinda. But, like, doesn't Gigas just take a ton from Tauros anyways?
Yeah, but then you have to bring Water Bowl into Side Spam, which means you have to Terra it. Like, Tauros is going to lose to 3 out of the 4 Pokemon that Vatrena brings to every game.
Yeah, well, I mean, but anyways, like, some of these mons, like, you just intimidate them and lower their damage output. Like, Conk, you can intimidate cycle against this team that Vatrena has. You can do it to Scizor. Like, you kind of get to just play Force the Clear Amulet.
Yeah.
And if you want to be saucy, you can just run Ability Shield, so that Gigas is ass.
Wait, is that how it works? Oh, if you run Ability Shield on, like,
if you run Ability Shield, Intimidate will still activate.
Wait.
So Gigas will still get -1.
Wait, so if Tauros runs Ability Shield and Gigas runs, like, what's it called? The Clear Amulet? It still gets intimidated?
No. If it runs Clear Amulet. But, like, if you're running Clear Amulet on your Gigas, I'm going to, like, fly to Vatrena and slap him. Because there's no shot Lyric actually brings
the Water Bowl.
Ability Shield on Water Bowl. Or it probably even brings Water Bowl. Even though she should. But then again, this thing also kind of gets cooked by Orthworm, so...
I mean, why bring Water Bowl then when you can bring Will-O-Wisp Turtonator?
Or just worm it up, baby. We're worming it up.
Or use
no!
You win every mind
Hey,
game.
I'm so stupid! Wait, we were talking about how good Hisuian Decidueye is in this matchup. Yeah, you just bring that. Never mind.
Yeah.
You just bring that Terra Steel it, and then it just, like, does, at minimum, 50% into, like, everything. Besides,
yeah, but it's also slower than everything, so you have to get Tailwind up. Granted, your Tailwind is Jugulus, but Vatrena also has...
Yeah, your Tailwind... ooh. So here's the issue, actually. Vatrena's Tailwind is faster than Lyric's.
Mm-hmm.
However...
It is weak to Lyric.
Vatrena's lead, as well, with that mode, is unrunnably bad.
If I see lead NDD drift flume, I'm gonna lose my mind.
If I see that, I'm like actually just closing the match. I'm like, I'm not watching this. I'm like, you know, I'll just say, you know what? I've got better things to do with my day. I'm not watching this.
Honestly, just bring Spec Snarl and you just spread damage.
Oh my god, how do they beat Spec Snarl? Wheezing?
I mean, you make one of your guys a fairy type.
And it probably is your Psy spam mode. But then they just switch in Coco and it doesn't matter. That's fucking bleak.
I don't know. I really...
Wait, hold. What if Vatrena runs physical Deoxys?
I mean, it's pretty viable. If you think Tauros is not going to come, which I think is a pretty fair assessment, because you can still run Expanding Force with Life Orb, and it's still going to do damage even if you run, like, no EVs.
Yeah. My kind of thing, too, though, is, like, what's stopping you from just, like, running Tauros as your 6th Mon?
I guess that's fair. Ability...
Because, like, I look at this team, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably never going to bring it, but, like, if it is physical Deoxys, if it is that stuff, like, I'm bringing Water Bowl.
Solution, you bring Clear Amulet Deoxys.
And then actually just die to Snarl.
But you're Terra Dark.
But that's okay. Snarl's not real. Yeah, Terra Dark, you know? That's kind of what you have to do.
Honestly, I think the more I'm looking at this matchup, the more I like Vatrena. I think I will still say
crazy.
I will still say Lyric, but the more I'm looking at this matchup, I see the vision.
I see the vision just because Vatrena somehow just wins matches they have no right winning.
Right? They do that so often. It's so annoying.
Just like the Winda match last season when they ran Bright Powder. And Winda missed like 3 like if they hit, I won type shit.
That's funny. Anyway, that has been the first week of Pickems here for season 15 of the UBL.
Yeah, this is
everything.
Yeah, this is a rough week for having to do Pickems. Like, the matches are gonna be good, but this is a rough week.
Well, okay, the matches are gonna be good for one coach. And the other coach is spectating a one-player game.
Well, to be fair, the Gig and Nobody match is going to be good no matter what.
I think Gig and Nobody's going to be a good match. I think Lyric and Vatrena is going to be a good match. I think
yeah,
Gambit
and I think me and
Pyrus
Rat's going to be a good match.
Pyrus versus Gambit is a thought piece.
It's a chess match disguised as Pokemon.
The inner game of chess. And then you versus Rat is going to be probably kind of sad, to be honest.
It's going to be interesting. Because it's not like it's a 100-0 matchup for me. It's just like 70-30.
I don't know. I think it's more than that.
I was trying to be nice. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll be mean. I think it's like an 85-15.
I think Terrakion is going to flinch every rock slide. And I think you're still going to win.
Put that out into the world.
Okay, you think Rat is going to run Rock Slide? I've never seen this man hit
Rock
Slide.
Yes, he will, because he's facing off against me, and he knows that it's like a 90% chance to flinch.
It's so funny, because I ran so many mocks with Rat, plus the set I ran with him last season. Bro just can't hit Rock Slide. It's so funny. He cannot hit me with Rock Slide.
Yeah, Rat just says, I click on my attack, and then it misses. Nice going there, buddy.
It's goofy. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here for week 2, where we will have the exact same score and we'll have a new guest on. So stay tuned. Good luck. Have fun in your matches. Peace.
Yeah, we're going to show up 6-6.
True.
6 by week 2.